What's up, YouTube? Um, Sometimes I go through like crises, um, and it's been getting more frequent, like in the past. I don't even know how long, but obviously I'm not in one right now. I don't know why I'm calling it a crisis, but um, you could tell. But it's just like kind of the peak of like bottled stress, like physical fatigue, sleep deprivation, like anxiety, and just the general looming fear for consequences, or that others will see me a certain way, or that I'm not meeting some standards that maybe I set it for myself, whatever. Just the pinnacle of, or the net sum of all of these just kind of shatters, or just strips me of my will to continue, or really my hope for the future. Just like, it's just so desolate that, like, how could it possibly get better if this is how bad it can get? And that's not really like, I know very well the logical fallacies of suicide. I get where it crumbles, um, but I just wanted to say, like, during these crises my mind is racing so fast. Like, there's this emotional aspect of it, right? Like this, the intense suffering and the desire for some sort of escape from an entrapment. Um, and then there's this like really rational part of my fucking brain that just zooms through and just conquers any argument you could possibly have for suicide, just like with root logic, or like, nope, 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 or like just, or like just think about this, etc. Or just kind of like coaxing me into living. Um, and it's so stressful dealing with that internal war. Like, I just, it leaves me more emotionally fatigued, and it look like on the outside it really just looks like I'm sobbing. It's not like I'm like debating with myself, like, verbally. um, no, I'm just sitting here sobbing, and I'm just thinking, like, I want to die, I want to die, I want to die. And there's this like, and I'm just, but I'm also simultaneously knowing, like, oh, but, like, what about my family, what about the people who know me? Or like, I mean, is it really even rational to want to die just because you feel like there's no other way out? Like, obviously, um, not like ignoring optimism or like pessimism, or any sort of thing. Like, obviously it's been better for me in the past, and it will be better. And there are people who even if they are in a hopeless situation, know intellectually that having hope is better than being hopeless, um, and just moving forward, etc. Whatever. My head isn't straight on that right now because I'm not in the crisis state. I don't have it all written down yet, or I have it written down in places, but they're scattered, and I haven't compiled them. Um, so I was thinking about this kind of internal war that I experience sometimes, which I have labeled a crisis. And like, I'm not like, I'm not, my self worth isn't super low. Like, I don't think my life is worthless. I don't think I'm so unhappy, or even like, I don't even think that unhappiness automatically means my life is worthless. And I don't, I kind of do this, like, slowly. And I'm not really sure how to combat that. Um, so I might write I don't know what you'd call it, like a essay or a treatise or whatever, or what do you call that? A manifesto. No, not a manifesto. I'm not gonna write one of those. Not yet. Um, or something where I just kind of lay out every route my brain takes when it wants to die, and also how it combats that on its own. I think as humans we've just kind of, like, we're a creature that's evolved so far where we're like almost too aware of our suffering to cope with it. Like there are animals, like plenty of animals, and living creatures out there with like complex animals. We're talking like mammals that don't really question why they're going through what they're going through, or like whether or not it's worth it. They just kind of survive and live and starve for their life. And I think humans have, or like that level of complexity where it's just like, shoot, like yeah, being complex allows us to strategize and socialize and be for each other, like be there for each other. But it's also just created this like awareness or like wonder, um, of like why, or not just why, but like why go on when you can just not. I guess we're the only creature complex enough to commit suicide or to feel compelled to. Um, so yeah, honestly, I think I don't know why I started off that sentence with honestly. It's not like I'm gonna lie in this video, like where I'm talking to almost nobody, except for the many faithful, not many faithful, but the viewers who have either subscribed to my channel or commented on my video. I mean, like, some of these are like people I know in real life, which I appreciate, but whatever. Um, yeah. So thanks to we got Daniel Rizzo. Um, thanks, bro. He told me to do some journaling. I, I'm gonna just assume gender right here. Really just cross my own preachings or whatever. Um, I do journal actually. I have a I don't do it very consistently, but whenever I need to, I do. And then I also sometimes just like to do it, or like sometimes I feel compelled to do it, where I'll just kind of bullet point everything I did in a day, and that helps. Um, somebody somebody whose channel is JCH11 PM. Their channel is just called 11 PM. They have one subscriber, making that two. Um, I don't know, Matt. Should I do that? I have no reason to subscribe to them. It's just gonna skew my recommendations. Yeah, sorry, bro. Um, but yeah, they said they were kind of similar, but they dialed in their diet and work and etc. To kind of feel better. That's an effective strategy. I think I'm just having trouble starting because I'm constantly encumbered with so much work and things, and like, it's this like the only real escape I get is when I'm intentionally trying to escape rather than like get better. Like it's not. Um, I don't have room to get better. It feels. Um, yeah. What was I saying? I think I was saying that like some train of thought about how we've become so complex that we're able to recognize our own suffering, uh, and that's just kind of sad. There's some kind of level of like, um, I don't really know what the train of philosophy is, like predeterminism or naturalism, like the natural laws, or like the idea that this is just this necessarily has to be the way it is because the past occurred and now it is the present. Like it was just a chain of events that led to this moment, um, which this moment being humanity and suffering and like the the humanity of suffering, or I guess the human condition. Yeah, I'm a big subscriber to that kind of, to some degree of like predeterminism. Like, I'm trying to think of an example. You might have to fast forward like 10 seconds. Like my parents are the way they are because of the way their grandparents were and because of the culture around them, surrounding them, etc., etc. And like that necessarily the the way they were brought up over the years in order for them as Vietnamese to survive and to get to where they are. That they didn't choose like most of that. No, nobody really chose most of that. That's just a matter of survival. The things that we see around us are there because they lived long enough to exist while other things fell off. And so I really have a lot to blame. Like there's not a lot of blame to go around, I guess. Um, that's not really like it's not totally true. I still have this bad habit of looking at my desk when I'm talking instead of looking forward, and I don't know if that's depressing at all. I just don't like looking at my reflection. Not like because I think it's like ugly or anything. I just don't like looking at it. And yeah, thanks